Still stacking indicators without knowing how they work? Let me ask you this. You've probably used Bollinger Bands, maybe even Keltner Channels, but have you ever tested if they bring different results? Today I am bringing you a new indicator. It's called KC Bands. It's like Bollinger Bands, like Keltner Channel, but not really. It produces a different profile for your net profit. So you can use it on the same edge, same market, and it will produce a different equity curve. Stick with me and I will show you a 3D chart of all the indicators and how they are different. So Bollinger Bands use the average of the close and then add a standard deviation of the close above and below the average. Then you will have a channel around that average. Keltner Channel use the average of the close and then add a multiple of average true range above and below the average to build that channel. My indicator KC Bands use the average of the high and the average of the low. Then it adds a multiple of ATR to both and then builds that channel. So this is how they look like on a chart. Here I have the daily bars of the S&P 500. The blue line represents the Bollinger Bands with an average of 20 and 2 standard deviation. The orange line represents the Keltner Channels with an average of 20 and a 1.5 ATR. And the green and red lines are the KC Bands with an average of 6 and a multiple of 125 for the ATR. Now I did the average 6 and 125. This is the closest I can come with to the Keltner channel. But even then, all of them are different. And the main difference is my channel hugs the price more than Keltner channel and the Bollinger Bands. So Bollinger Bands, when the volatility expands, one of the channels will move way further. So for example, here we are going down, the upper channel move further out. With the Keltner channel, when the volatility spikes, usually the price go above the channels. So here you can see that again, the volatility spikes, we are above the whole channel. And KC Bands hugs the price either way. So you see here it hugs the lower price while the upper channel moves down. And here it hugs the upper price while the lower channel moves up. So it looks different on the chart, but really that doesn't matter. We want to see the data if it's different or not. So here we have 3 charts of the same market, the S&P 500 daily bars for the past 18.5 years. And here I have KC Bands, this one Keltner Channel, and this one Bollinger Bands. And we will optimize the values for the 3 charts and see what we get. So the strategy tested is when the price go below the lower channel, we will go long, and when the price is above the upper channel, we will exit. So long only on the S&P 500 using the futures, and we will optimize the average, the moving average, and the multiplier of the ATR or the standard deviation in case of the Bollinger Bands. So 3 strategies produce same amount of iterations because we are testing the same numbers. And here are the 3D profiles of each optimization. Again, the right is KC Bands, the middle is Keltner Channel, and the left side is Bollinger Bands. The blue plane represents $75,000 net profit. And even though they are all producing channels, hugging the price, even though we are using the same market and the same logic to enter and exit, we can clearly see that they produce different profile. So first of all, this is the Bollinger Band. But mainly our best results, I mean anything above $75,000, is between 1.5 and 3 standard deviation and 10 and 30 moving average. Then there is another band here, which is between 5 and 10 moving average and 0.1 and 1.5 standard deviation. Then on the Keltner channel, we have less profitability. So we can see this band is narrower, and this represents a moving average between 10 and 30 and a ATR multiple between 1.5 and 3.5. And then we have a small patch here, which is a moving average of 5 to 10 and a ATR multiplier 0.1 to 1.5. And the KC bands, in my opinion, represent the best profile. We can see a wide band all the way from 5 moving average all the way to 30, and an ATR multiplier between 1.25 all the way to 3. And surprisingly, we have a patch here, which is between 2.5 and 3.5 ATR and 5 and 10 moving average. Remember, the moving average is of the highs and the lows, so it's not about the close. Now, I'm not saying KC bands is the best indicator, although in my opinion it is, but it's mainly produce a different profile. That means if I build a strategy using mean reversion where the close is below the lower band, exit above the upper band, I can get a different profile using KC bands and Keltner channel and Bollinger Bands, and I can combine them in a portfolio to come up with a better equity curve. And I just picked 3 strategies from these profiles, and you can see that, for example, KC bands have 3 losing years. In this strategy in particular, 2010, 2018, 2025. Keltner channel, the one comparable, and I used the number of trades to compare these strategies. So this one is losing 2008, 2012, 2022, 2025, and Bollinger Bands 2010, 2011, 2014. So they all have different losing years. And you can see, of course, the equity chart is totally different. Keltner channel has a big drawdown here and a little bit more volatile. But of course, this is one strategy out of the 840 that we optimize. Now, all these strategies are not final strategies. There is no filter in these strategies. I just showing you the raw data of every indicator and how they are different actually, even though they might look the same on the chart, but they produce totally different results using the same market, same edge to trade that market. I will dive deeper in my KC band indicator in the next issue of the Algo Trader newsletter. If you like this video, then you will love the next one.